Right.
I'm white, I'm black. I mean,
Right.
all the opposite stuff are things that human beings relate to. The other, well, another, and I hesitate to, I'm not going to use the word trick because it sounds jive.
It's a tool.
But a tool is to find something and then describe what happens. When you hear, "I'm so lonesome, I could cry," what do you do when you're lonesome? You want to cry. So if you can find an emotion and find something that human beings will do that everybody can relate to and start connecting that, that's it. That's not the secret, but that's how you get people emotional, because they go, yeah, I get that. I understand. That I can relate to.
Right, yeah. And just, and maybe starting your song, like I was saying, a verse, introducing the characters or whatever, but you incorporate action, detail, imagery. It's much more interesting to start a song with sitting on my bed, thinking about what we did last night. So you go, ooh, what did they do? Makes you want to hear the next line, that type of thing. So,
how many times have you sat on you're describing
right,
an experience that everybody can relate to.
that you relate to, sitting out here in the rain, because, my mind is all messed up and I don't care, that type of thing. The whole idea is to start with a line compelling enough to make someone want to hear the next line. It's much more interesting than just saying, I love you, okay, we got it. You're in love. So just trying to find different ways to say, I love you. I
Desire
love the way,
and fulfillment.
yeah.
You're exactly on the money.
I love when John Mayer said, your body is a wonderland. I'm going, oh, wow. That's a nice way to say I love you, or better than saying, hey, I want to make love to you, and say your body is a wonderland. I'm going, oh, that's a great lyric. Things like that. And I think those are the things that stick around and will be around for a long time.
Well, the Spinners tune, Then Came You. There's a whole lyric about how this sucks. Then came you.
Right.
And it's fulfillment. I can't stress enough this desire, fulfillment thing. It's part of human nature.
Yeah.
Human beings cannot escape it.
Yeah.
So use it.
Absolutely, yes. Should we take some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you. We'll see if we can hear you. Go ahead.
How about the mic? There's a mic over there.
Is there a mic somewhere? Okay. I can't see it.
Yeah, it won't record on tape.
It's already on.
So,
Talk into it.
Use your mic.
I'd like you to think about, because you went through the writing process, but the other part that enhances the writing process is I have collaboration and arrangement, and they do different things, but they enhance.
Yeah, speak in the mic.
Mm-hmm. Collaboration, when I think of collaboration, I think of Nashville and Tin Pan Alley, because you have collaboration with other people. So you have two minds working on the same thing, and they push back and forth with each other. That's one thing that happens a lot in Nashville. But the other thing is how the arrangement enhances what you've written.
Yes, I mean, finding a good collaborator is someone that brings something that you don't have, or sometimes you have the same skills, and someone that's really, it's like a marriage, finding someone that can fill a void, So collaborating is very powerful, but when you talk about arrangement, I look at arrangement as like conversations, and this arranger is probably the most important part of this whole stuff, because you have your song, but then how the instruments speak to one another. As a call and response, you're talking, the way the parts fit. And I like great conversations. Those are my best songs. So is really, to be an arranger is everything. That you really makes the song come to life, and the reason why I think that's the reason why you buy a song, because it feels the way it feels makes you feel. Yeah. Yes.
Coming from a jazz background, the thing that I get stuck on is getting away from AABA 6251, the same, chord. So I end up writing it in a basic way and then giving it to an arranger who will come up with more complex jazz chords, sometimes too modally or something. So do you have any recommendations to stay relevant and not sound too dated in songwriting as far as song form, or choosing the correct, not correct, but choosing a variety of harmony? Like I listen a lot to Robert Glasper, and there's these 8-bar phrases that are repeated, and they modulate, and then they come back. So I'm trying to find some kind of a template to fit more into a contemporary jazz rather than traditional jazz. Do you have any advice about that?
I say first, I would say try not to lock into any particular formula, but do try to write melodies. I think if the strength, I think, is in the melody, and that's what people remember most. They'll forget the words, but they'll remember the melody. So I think if you could make that principle, and no matter what your music is, to try to come back. Being repetitive is something. It's a great thing. So no matter where you do A, B, or whatever you're doing, try to write a melody as such that people could relate to it, and over whatever music you're doing. And I would say, don't be so avant-garde that you just lose people. That time. But in terms of the form, I think you could do your own form, especially in today's market. You're free to be whoever you want to be, but you do, again, have to make that connection.
I'm a big believer in phrasing. I think actually phrasing in many ways is more important than a lyric. In the same way as playing guitar. I'm not a shredder. I mean, I can. I've done all that stuff. But to me, what's most important is playing a phrase that people remember the cadence. Because again, we go back to how people relate to rhythm based on, for instance, when we did the first Donna Summer album, every single song was 120 beats per minute. Why? Because it is twice the human heartbeat. It puts your heart in phase with the music. You are now a prisoner of our music. There's no way in hell you're going to get away from this. So, and then you take that to the next step, phrasing that creates desire and fulfillment. I'll give you an example. This is a song that none of you are probably familiar, but a song called Nature Boy. There was a boy, a very strange enchanted boy. He wandered very far over land. That phrase, immediately your mind and your body clings on to that. That's almost the hook of the song, because you are now comfortable with a part of this, and part of this is comfort, and part of this is creating desire. So the phrasing of your lyric and or your melody, I would say, is more important almost than the melody.
Phrasing is so important because that's what people lock into, and it's really cool. You mentioned Donna Summer, by the way. That guitar part on Bad Girl, that's badass.
Hot Stuff or Bad Girls?
Well, maybe it's Hot Stuff.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Girls was a guitar set.
Yeah.
Hot Stuff. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. That was really.
I was
cool.
on a $35 guitar one
Right.
Now what do you hell? Got to get to the next date, right?
Yeah, that was. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Give him a mic, someone.
Hi. What do you do when you get stuck? Say you have a good, part of a song, you don't know how to finish it. Do you wait until you have another good part that goes along with it, or do you just write whatever?
I go take a walk. I go make a sandwich. You know, I don't labor anything. It's amazing how you could be stuck and you go to the restroom and it comes to you. You know, it comes anyway. I don't think there's any particular thing that you do when you get stuck. You can use your tools. You know, I keep a book of lyrics, or either they're a phrase that I've come up with that it's just a cool phrase, you know, and I just write it down or I sing it into my, my phone or something. Or there's titles I keep, there's things you could refer back to if you collect them over a period of time, and I do that all the time. But if you're just flat out stuck, creative-wise, I would just take a break and do something else, and creativity just comes. It will come back. That's what I do.
Well, and things that provoke a response from your experience, and I know that sounds kind of hippy-dippy, but remember we were doing this song with Michael McDonald and myself on this solo record we did called A Place in the Sun. And the idea was, how can we write something that Michael could, in the lyric, that would reach out to people? Well, we got stuck on a line, and again, I go back to the opposite, so I said, we forget more than we remember. Well, if you say that to somebody, the first thing they're going to do is stop and try to figure out how that relates to them. And they will then inject their own experience into that lyric. And because of the opposite, everybody's gone through this. Now, you may not know that you forget more than you remember, but it makes perfect sense to you. You just don't maybe know why. But then you begin to think about it, and now we have you. Now you are part. Now you're inside the song, and now you want fulfillment.
Yeah. I think you go to a lot of people and human nature and relating to them. I think that's really the glory of all this, is that always relating to people, situations that are real in life, that's where someone could say, wow, that happened to me. How did they know? They're singing my song. Were they looking through the window? It's like always, I think that's principle, is relatable subjects and things that everyone else has gone through, or some people, or sometimes it's something that's really a trip that no one's ever experienced. They go, what if this happened? What would you do? That type of thing. So it's really cool.
Also, keep reminding your listener of what the hell is going on. I mean, what Percy Sledge did, when a man loves a woman,
right.
When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else.
Yeah.
Leave his best friend if he put her down.
Right.
When a man loves a woman, when a man loves a woman, keeps coming back to reminding you what this song is and forcing you to think. And it's not that people are stupid. I'm not trying to intimate that, but you have to help them. You have to give them something to hold on to.
Yeah, it's like what you won't do for love. Right. I mean, how many people can relate to that? I have a friend who he was afraid of swimming. He was afraid of all these things. He just wanted to walk the earth and never took any chances. Well, he fell in love. The next thing I know, I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going skydiving. What? He was in love, and that's what she liked to do. He's scuba diving. I'm going, what? You can't even swim. I'm going to learn. So it's true. What you won't do for love. Like, everybody can relate to that.
Also, be careful. If you want to, you can use key filling as a driver. Sometimes you want to write in a minor key because it evokes a sense of sadness and longing. Whereas you might want that to reflect your lyric. If you want a lyric that fulfills people and make people feel good, don't write it in a minor key.
Right, right.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. Be much happier in that major key. Okay, any more questions? Yes.
Yeah, microphone.
You're so close. Why don't you just take mine? Okay.
No, take that mic in.
Something that I struggle with songwriting is like starting to write a song and then after like a verse deciding that I hate it and then stop writing it. Have you ever had an experience like that, and what would be your advice when having an experience?
I start writing a song and then I realize I hate the idea. Yeah, I can relate to that because I think all great song starts with a good idea. Maybe your first idea wasn't good. You have to start writing it, but it could be developed if you. That's why lots of times, well, lyrically, I start with the chorus. I come up with music. I have melodies and stuff, but I try to think of where I'm going. You know, and that's a good way to do it. It's not the only way, but it's a way. It's a formula that I use all the time. Because I could have that story, and I try to write a good hook, so I'm going somewhere that everybody can relate to. Then, okay, what is the concept? What is the story here? What is the twist, you know, and that kind of thing. So I try to just develop from there. That's what I do. You ever that kind of experience?
It's a tool. You're writing the song and you realize you hate the song. Why do you hate the song? Why has it triggered something in your emotion that makes you say, I hate this? That's a gift.
Yeah.
That is a great place to start because you are now personalized it to yourself. Explore why you hate it. Write a song about, I hate this song.
Right.
I hate this song. I hate it because,
right.
And boy.
There you go right there. You know, yeah, the thing is, what did you just say? Because you made me think of something else. Explore why I lost my thoughts just that quick. But anyway, let me tell you something. My book, The Art and Business of Songwriting, there are QR codes right here. And if you want to scan those, I'll bring them outside afterwards because they've got to set up for something else. And you could catch me that way. Thank you so much.
We wanted to bring the lights up so that we could get a shot of the crowd, so you guys just hold on 1 second.
All right. This is a photo op, shot of the crowd.
Everybody look really excited now, in kind of a natural way.
Right.
Let's hear it for Larry and Skunk one more time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Skunk. All right. God bless you, man. Safe travel.